Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of MTE's Mobile Education Series powered by the Rat Company. As always, I'm Sheldon Kay, the show manager of MTE, and today we have Paul Apollonia going to be telling us about why we should be selling our tools on eBay. So, Paul, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, thanks. I'm super excited to be here. Always glad to give back to the community that was always there for me when I was in the business.
All right, so I'm going to bring your screen in here. Whoops, maybe. There we go. All right, take it away.
Okay. Cool. Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I did on-site auto detailing from 1998 to about 2010, and many of you guys were there helping me out through all that, and I really, really appreciate that. And I've formed some wonderful relationships with many of the detailers that are probably watching tonight, and I really appreciate everything you've done for me. And I just love giving back to you guys. It just brings so much joy to me because I know how much you guys helped me out in the past. I started doing eBay about 20 years ago, just goofing around with it, really not doing much with it. And then a friend of mine had me sell some of his stuff, and it just became an addiction after that. And that's what I did after I did the on-site auto detailing. I let that go. It wasn't a good fit for me, and I wasn't in a good place in my head, to be honest with you. So I started doing eBay, and I just love what I'm doing today. So I'm going to show you why eBay is a great platform for you guys to sell your old stock. I know you guys have stuff in the stock room, whether you have a shop, whether you're running it out of your home, out of a mobile unit. I know you guys got old buffers, old extractors, even PDR equipment or whatever you have. There's stuff that is sitting around your home or your shop that you can be making money on and getting rid of it and making room for more stuff. All right, so let's get started here. That's me, all my information, and I'm going to give Sheldon some links. I couldn't get them working earlier. This is going to be a kind of a quick overview of how to sell on eBay and stuff like that, but I'm going to also offer you guys for $1 the course that myself and Martin Brossman did about 4 years ago. It's an older course, but it will go through step by step on how to sell something on eBay. It's broken up into 20-minute videos. I'm not making much on it. Obviously, I'm giving you guys for $1, so I'm not making a killing on it. I'm just trying to give back to you guys, and I also have something else I'm going to let Sheldon send to you guys and gals too. All right, so this is my information here. If you need to call me or contact me, kind of working on that website again. I got somebody working on it, and they're not doing a great job on it. But if you need to email me, paul.apollonia@gmail.com. Let's get this going here. More information on me. This is my eBay information. You can look me up there. I also have an eBay store, which we're going to talk about also. We're going to go over, obviously, what is eBay real quick. We're going to talk about they're changing their payment options. They're moving away from PayPal, and they're going to be using something called managed payments, which is going to be a lot better. I'm actually on managed payments now. It's almost like an Apple Pay. You can use any kind of credit card, Google, Apple, to buy on eBay, which is going to be much better for everybody. How to sell and how to take pictures and backgrounds. Obviously, eBay assumes everybody's a good person, which we all are, I know. I've never really had any major problems with anybody trying to scam me. Of course, there's so many layers of security with eBay. You've got the eBay security. You've got PayPal. If you're still using PayPal, they're still using PayPal, but they will be merging away from. They will be getting away from PayPal and going to managed payments, which I guess will be a lot better. So you've got a lot of layers of security. It's a really great place to sell on. I've been having a lot of luck selling stuff on there. There's 182 million people selling on eBay, so you've got a lot. You've got a huge platform worldwide to sell to. We're going to just quickly show you how to look up items, show you how to photo items. Real quick, show you how to box your item, list your item, sell your item. Real quick, show you how to ship your item, and maybe give reviews if we have time for that feedback. Okay, So we got some equipment here. Anybody, those gem buffers, believe it or not, you'll see how much they're still going for. I remember using that thing. Talk about an arm workout, an upper body workout using that thing. Your DeWalt buffers are still selling pretty good. Even these old quarter cables and extractors and all tons of other equipment that detailers are using are out there. These are just some things I just found to look at. Most of these listings I'm going to show you, screen prints, are current of the current prices as of yesterday or last week. A friend of mine, another detailer, bought this this buffer here. I just forgot the name of this buffer, for 20 bucks at a swap fest. And they're going for about 200 to, I'd say probably around 150 to around 250. So if you pick up these, if you're not using it and you want to get rid of it, it's a great way to sell that. There's more of them. There's a little lower. It's probably pretty beat up, it looks like. There's, when you see on eBay, when you're looking at solds, you got to always look at sold items. When you look up, when you look up something, you want to come down here and you always want to click on solds. You don't care what they're going for right now. You're trying to sell something. Like for example, when you see this X'd out like that, that means they took a best offer on that item. And there used to be a way of looking at that best offer, but there is not anymore. eBay has taken that off the platform. There are some backdoor ways you can do to look at that, but it's really involved and it's just a nightmare to do. So your DeWalt buffers, not going for a whole lot of money. But hey, if it's just sitting around and you're not using it anymore, you're into your Roops and all the other ones are out there, your flex buffers. You just might as well get rid of them if you have no plans on using them. You got your Vapor Masters, your old Vapor Masters. They're still going for decent money. Actually, I still have mine from gosh knows how long. I think actually what mine looks like. I need to get rid of that thing. I'm not even using it anymore. And here's your gem buffers. This is a current listing of the gem buffers. $199. I was blown away at these prices for these that people are getting. This one is new, obviously, but that's used. Even if you got $150 for this thing, probably cost you every bit of $21.95 to ship that because it's pretty heavy. I would probably bump that shipping up to probably about $30 to cover you. And like I said, I might not get into all the shipping aspects of this, but all that will be in that video series I'm offering you guys for $1, where Martin and I did that. So we go step by step through all that to help you guys. Old extractors, you'd probably have to do. Notice how this says pickup only, because that would be a real bear to ship that big thing. So you'd want to do a local pickup on that. When I do big things like this, I do local pickup. But I also say in the comments, if you want to ship it, we can work out something. And I let the buyer handle all the shipping. I say, okay, where do you want to, are we going to do FedEx, UPS? Am I dropping it off at a loading dock somewhere? Let me know. I'll do whatever I can to help you out. And then I let them handle all the shipping. Let them worry about crating it up and everything. PDR tools. I don't know too much about PDR tools, but I know they're out there too. If you have any of those laying around, windshield repair kits. These are pretty old, but they sell if you're not using them anymore. You've moved on. And also, don't forget your own stuff too. I want you guys to think of this as like a side hustle, another side business. When times are slow, there's lots of stuff you could be selling. This is just stuff I found literally in my junk drawer and just laying around the house. Not making a lot of money on this stuff, but hey, it's money in your pocket. Once you get familiar with eBay, it takes you all of maybe 5-10 minutes to list an item. So, like I said, the profits aren't really great here on some of this stuff, but hey, it's out of my house and I got some spending money. I found this in the trash. I got a whole video on this. It's on my YouTube channel, Paul Apollonia. Just look that up on YouTube. It's pretty funny. I found this in the trash up the street. Had my daughter with me. She was, Dad, please don't pick that up. So I dropped her off. I went back. I picked it up, and I sold it for $37.25 plus shipping. So even these old workout things, like you'd think a bull worker, who the heck still uses that? I think I sold that within 2 or 3 hours after listing it on eBay. So there you go. Also, I find stuff all over the place. Please be careful. when you see something on the side of the road. I just found another one of these the other day. A lot of times these blow off of trucks when you're at the landscaping trucks. They blow off the trucks and they're sitting on the side of the highway. Please, if you're going to pull over, put your flashers on. Please be careful when you're getting out of your car to get this stuff. People think I'm really crazy getting this stuff off the highway, but trust me, it's off the highway. I'm way out of danger of the cars, but there's even money on stuff you find on the side of the road. That was profit I made on that. I probably cost me $20. I think I charged you $25 for shipping. I can't remember. I sold this a while ago, a couple of years ago. So that's profit after fees. This was an incredible deal. I'm another side thing I do is I also part out appliances. Something else you guys can do if there's a slow time or if you've got some employees sitting around, you might want to just scan Craigslist and hey, there's a washer out there. You know, you're not doing nothing. Let's go get this washer and I'll give you, you know, whatever to part it out. So I made really good money on this. The funny story here is whenever I go to get something for free, I show up. I listen to the people because they've always got stories about the appliance, like, oh, my grandmother used this or something. You just sit there and listen to them. And I always say, hey, you got anything else you want to give me? And the guy goes, I got a washer, a matching washer I forgot about. Do you want that too? So he gave me both of these. Took me about 2 months to make that money. Sometimes you make it real quick. Sometimes you don't. When it takes a long time to sell something on eBay, you'll hear some eBay sellers call it long tail sales. That means it's been out there in the eBay world for a while. But I did really well on that. So there's not even the detailing stuff, but there's also other stuff you can do too on the side. I know when I was mobile just by myself, there were plenty of days when it was raining or snowing or just miserable, and I couldn't get out there and do my work. And I wish I kind of had this back then. This was an incredible one. We were actually in Disney World back in 2013. I bought it for $29.99. Never really used it. Sat in a drawer, and I sold it in December for $125. There's even money in CDs that are sealed, but you got to really know what you're looking for. That's a whole different ball game. But always look up stuff on eBay when you're cleaning up stuff around your house or even in your shop, obviously. Even old manuals you can sell. Did not make a lot of money on that. Yeah, I made $8.99. I think I had it up there for $12.99 with shipping. So we're going to talk about eBay, obviously. We talked about how safe it is and everything. And we're going to talk about the current market value, which we talked about a little bit about stuff. And we'll talk about some listings. We're going to talk about creating a listing and incorporating eBay's best practices and developing an action plan for selling. Again, like I said, this is going to be a quick overview of this stuff. My class normally is a 3-hour class, but I'm trying to give you a quick overview, and we'll open up the Q&A if you guys like. Like I said, eBay is a safe place to sell. Just don't do any business off of eBay. If you've got something out there and somebody goes, hey, I really want to buy this item. Can you email me? Don't do that. eBay is really, really quick on this stuff now. Years ago, you used to be able to get away with that, but they've got all kinds of bots out there looking at this stuff. You can't even put an email address when you send somebody a message. You have to sort of play with the @ sign, remove it, and put the word @ and even that they've got figured out anymore. When you're selling stuff, only ship after payment. If you try and ship something before the buyer pays for it, you will get right on top of your label screen. When you go to print your label, you will see the buyer has not paid for this. They're warning you, don't ship it. They'll warn you again if you try and ship it. If you try and ship it after that, I guess it's on your own. They've given you enough warnings. If you do all your shipping through eBay, I don't know, a lot of people are afraid of shipping. They're afraid of doing it through eBay. They're afraid of completing the shipping up. They're afraid of completing the whole process through eBay. They feel like they need to go to the post office. I need to take this item and a box and pack it at the post office and wait in line. And I don't know what it is, but a lot of people are just afraid of shipping. It's so easy. It's real easy to do it through eBay. We're going to try and go through a little bit of that too. tonight. But if not, again, that's all going to be in that course. I'm going to offer you guys step by step. And you also get tremendous discounts through the post office when you go through eBay, through the eBay shipping. If you take that same package to the post office, you're going to pay postal rates that are much higher than what you can get on eBay. You can document, but all this is self-documenting anymore. This is kind of old. You can check the feedback. Always remember, people are crazy anymore. You've seen reviews where people just go crazy with, restaurant reviews, something they didn't like, that it's just whatever. Don't base, if somebody has a negative feedback in there. We've all been upset when we go into stores. We all make comments, or we say, we'll never come back, and we come back after time, or we get upset. But just don't shy away from somebody that has one or two negative feedback. So if they got a whole bunch of them, then I'd worry about that. Now, also, eBay has changed feedbacks to where now you can reply to a feedback. Let's say you get a negative feedback where you're delayed on shipping for some reason. You got busy, a death in the family, whatever, kids were doing something, and you were late on shipping, and the person got it, and it was late, and they said the feedback, it was late on shipping. You can respond to that through the feedback saying, just always respond to bad feedback if they leave it to you. It's just like on the internet, any kind of reviews, same thing there. Always use approved electronic methods. There's going to be either PayPal, which is going away, and the managed payments. There's going to be really no other way. I think you can do money orders and stuff, but I won't even mess with that. Obviously, keep your password complex. We all know that by now. Obviously, don't provide your password to anybody. And like I said before, a lot of stuff's redundant. Don't, excuse that noise, it's my dog running around. Never buy or sell an item offline of eBay. And any communication with eBay, you should really do through the My Messages on eBay. Don't go out to email. Even if they're trying to email you, don't go out to email. The only time eBay will email you is on very rare occasions, like super rare occasions, but most of the time, all messaging from eBay to you is done through eBay messaging, and buyers and sellers communicate that same way. There's something that they've added. It's called, when you're a brand new seller, don't be afraid. There's going to be some limitations because they want to make sure that you're real, you're not a robot, you're not a bot, you're not a computer, whatever. You're really going to be there to really sell on eBay. I'm going to very quickly go over this. Your first month or two, you're going to be limited on how many items you can sell. Now, they have changed this. eBay is going through, obviously, like everything else in the world on the computer, they're going through massive changes again. That's why it makes it so hard to teach this stuff. It's always changing things around. I think they've shortened this to 30 days, the first 30 days. I could be wrong. It could be 30 or 60 days. I can't remember. They're always moving it around. But think of this, if you're a brand new seller, think of this as like a probationary period. Hey, I got to do really good here. I got to make sure that I'm getting my item listed properly. I'm answering messages really, really quick. I'm shipping the item when I say it's going to be shipped. If you have a one-day handling time, make sure you do 1 day. We'll try and talk about that later with the handling time. With shipping and your handling time, might be going off track here, maybe going over this again in the slides, but just came to my head. You want to stay within whatever reasonable handling time. If you can't do 1 day, don't put 1 day. If it's going to take you 2 days, that's fine. 3 days. Anything past 4 days, people are going to shy away from. So I would try to keep it under 4 days. That's 4 business days, don't forget. And technically, you could print a label out today and ship it out tomorrow, and it won't be a problem. So really, you get an extra day there. Also, obviously, if it's a holiday, that doesn't count. These are business days we're talking about. So you're going to get only 10 items up to $1,000 for the first, let's say, 90 days. I think it's 60 days now. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it doesn't mean that, like, when you have 10, if you sell one, you can put another one up on eBay. Like I said, make sure your seller performance, ship on time, good feedback. If you want, every 30 days, you can call eBay and say, hey, how's my account status doing? Is it doing good? And they'll bump you up. I've had, I also run the Raleigh eBay meetup group. We meet second Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. on Zoom. But I've had members of my meetup where they've just started out and they were out of this probationary period within 30 days because they met everything that eBay wanted. Like I said, use this as a learning experience, and before you know it, it will be gone. Let's talk about eBay listing policies. Well, you can't sell those puppies or kittens, obviously. Recalled products. This could be an issue. You need to certain things like, I don't know if you guys are old like me, but those old lawn darts and other recalled items, there are websites that are out there that you can look up recalled items, but you guys are just going to be selling equipment. I doubt any of that's been recalled, so you guys should be okay. If you go out and venture into thrift stores, be real careful with trademark infringements, handbags and stuff like that. I stay away from all this stuff. And I'm going to try and get Sheldon a copy of these slides too for you guys. I'm sorry, I meant to mention that before, and you'll have copied all these slides and these links here too. So those are just some of the things that are prohibited. You're going to, when you do your research, you want to make sure you're using good titles. You're going to have about 80 characters to play with. You want to make sure, we're going to go over this again in the slides, you want to make sure your titles are keyword driven, brand, company, size, product, whatever's important for that item you're selling. If that buffer, you might even want to Google that buffer with the serial number and see any specs on that buffer that you can put in the title that people are looking for. Your starting price all depends. You want to make nickels, you want to make dimes, you do low, start high, however you want to do an auction, you want to do buy it now. We'll talk about auctions and buy it nows. Descriptions are very important, and we're going to talk about some of the other things and those things. Photos are insanely important. I use a combination of my phone for all my photos. I don't even have a camera anymore, and I use my computer to list them. Selling formats are auctions and buy it now. We're called fixed price. We'll talk about that too. We'll talk about bids. Very briefly, I don't do too many auctions anymore. Payment options, obviously, is PayPal and managed payments. And we'll talk about shipping, returns. I don't get too many returns, but we'll talk about those. I'm not going to talk about categories right here. That's going to take too much time. That hit count is going. Okay, there's several fees for selling on eBay. The bottom line is, when all said and done, they've changed the fee structure around again. It used to be real simple before. It used to be just the PayPal 2.9% plus 35 cents, and then it was 10% or something like that. Now they've changed all around the fee structure. Roughly, it's going to be between 13% and 15%, which is a pretty good price for something that's you're making money while you sleep. It's available 24 hours a day for people. There are 4 different types of fees that you're going to talk about. Insertion fee is the fee you pay for when you're inserting that item into eBay, when you're creating that listing. When you say, okay, I want to list this item, that's an insertion fee. If you do not have an eBay store, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, your fee for that is 35 cents each item. After the first 250, you get the first 250 items free, no insertion fee every month. So that resets every month for 250. So you guys won't be paying that. Be nice to see you guys selling 250 items a month. Your listing and upgrade fees are optional, and we'll talk about those. I don't use any of those. I love eBay. They get enough of my money, and that's the way it is. I'm not going to give them more money with listing upgrades. Final value fee is a percentage of the final cost. It stops at the percentage of $750, as a percentage of that, but it's like I said, it's between 13 and 15%. Your PayPal fees right now are 2.9 plus 35 cents, and managed payments is going to be within this, is going to be combined in that. So I'm kind of glad they're going to get rid of PayPal. It's a little cumbersome. These are your listing upgrades. You can do a subtitle, which means you've got your title and you can have another line under it. Like if you were selling that DeWalt buffer, you could say DeWalt buffer, blah, 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 and you could have the model number or serial number or the RPMs underneath that. That's $1.50 per listing. I would not pay for that. Secondary category, I wouldn't pay for any secondary categories. I wouldn't pay for more pictures. You get 12 pictures in eBay. There's no need to pay for any more pictures. Try and use all 12 pictures if you can. Gallery Plus is bigger pictures, fancier pictures. I wouldn't pay for any of that. Listing Designer, I wouldn't pay for that either. You get the point. I wouldn't pay for any of these. Bold Title Search, I wouldn't pay for that. The only thing I would pay for, and this may come in handy for you guys and gals, is this scheduled listing thing. Basically, let's say you've got some downtime. It's Monday and it's snowing or whatever. It's raining and there's whatever, nobody coming in your shop or something, and you or one of your guys or gals are working on listings, and you see, boy, it's going to be nice the rest of the week. I don't have time to list every day, because you really should list every day. You could do this option where it's called schedule listing. When you're creating your listing, at the very bottom of your listing, you'll see an option that says you want to schedule this listing, and you can schedule it out same day, which I don't know why you would do that. You just hit list, or you could do the next day, the following day. So you could, if you're sitting there and you're kind of slow, you could create 10 listings and just bounce them out for 10 days. And then eBay will see, hey, that account's active. And since your account's being active every day, all your items will be bumped up in search, which is important. It's very important to keep your eBay account active. It's very important for you to respond to messages quickly. If you're going to do eBay, load the eBay app on your phone. You'll get the messages on your phone. If somebody has a question, try and answer that question as fast as possible. eBay sees all these actions as, wow, they're really working their account. Let me bump all their items up in search, which is only going to help you guys out with selling your items on eBay. So this would be the only one I would probably use, and it's 10 cents a listing as of last week. Hopefully they didn't raise that price, but that is well worth it. I've used that at times when I'm going out of town, or I know I've got things to do for the next couple of days. Should you get an eBay store? Let's see if this works if I click on this. Yes, it did. Good. This is right out of eBay, right out of their help. I have an eBay store. I had an eBay store ever since I had 35 items, because I just wanted to feel like this was a business. There's several different stores you can do. A store gives you a lot of flexibility. Let's say you're going to go on vacation, or you're going to be away from the shop, or just a death in the family, and you got to shut down eBay for a while. With a store, it's very easy. There's an option in there. It's called the vacation setting. You can do it that way. If you don't have a store, you have to end every one of your listings, or you have to move your handling time out, which I've done before. If you have one day handling and you know you're going to be gone for 5 days, you're going to move your handling time out. If you have a store, you can take advantage of the eBay vacation setting, which is really awesome. There's several different stores here that you can pick from. The starter store is, I'll be honest with you, kind of a joke, but if you wanted to start with that, that's fine. You don't get much with the starter store. I would either do the starter store or the basic store. I honestly had a premium store till a couple of days ago, and I downgraded to a basic store because they're offering the same stuff for the basic store as they were doing the premium store. Here are your things you get with the stores real quick. Like I said, you don't get much with the starter store. You get your 250 things like you did when you didn't have a store. You don't get another thing you get with a store is you get eBay branded shipping supplies. Once every quarter, you will get a $25 coupon sent through your, it's in your store. And if Dave has a question about that, I can show them that offline some other time, where you can get a coupon code, and they can get you for basic store. You get $25 on eBay supplies. I get eBay tape all the time, eBay envelopes all the time. And it's like these envelopes here. And it's not free because you're paying for the store, but they're giving you a $25 each quarter for shipping supplies for the basic. Like I said, I wouldn't go any further. These are, you're talking about getting really expensive with the stores. The basic store is $4.99, or the starter store is $4.99. The basic store is $21.95. There's two options you can pay for that. If you do it monthly, it's actually $29.95 a month. But if you sign up for the yearly subscription, it's $21.95. But don't let the yearly subscription scare you. You can still cancel that anytime with no penalties. I don't know why they're giving you such a great discount, but just jump on that if you want to do a store. If you're seriously going to be selling on eBay, which I think you really should, because I really want you guys to keep this going, not just use it for the slow times. It's a great way to make extra money with really not doing much. And also, when you have a store, you can create a, you don't have to create, it's already there, a URL that you can send to people and say, hey, here's my store right here. Check out my store. I saw a plethora of everything in the world. So you're seeing this stuff, you're like, what the heck is he selling? Yeah, I do a lot of consignment for people. Selling these brushes here for Keith. So I got a wide assortment of stuff in my store. I love doing consignment for people. So that's my store right there, my eBay store. Get a lot of stuff free on Craigslist. I got a whole bunch of phones on Craigslist there. So you also get the URL. If you did not have a store, it'd be really hard to get people to look at your items without them actually trying to find them on eBay. Here's your PayPal fees. Like I said, it's 2.9 plus 30 cents per transaction. But like I said, they are phasing out PayPal by the end of the year. Now, when you sign up for eBay today, they may throw you into PayPal, which is great. Don't worry about it. Don't go crazy. Like, oh, just PayPal. It's just totally fine. But they will be moving you off of PayPal into their managed payments program by the end of next year. There are calculators out there you can use to figure out, hey, how much can I make on this item after it's sold, after the fees and everything and shipping and everything like that. I suggest you use calculators controlled by eBay. Excuse me, there's tons. If you type in eBay calculator in Google, you'll find tons of eBay calculators out there. My only concern there is that these are third-party calculators, and I don't know if they're keeping up with all the different fee changes, because they do make fee changes quite often. There's with change of seasons, there's a there's two times they make a change, and other times, but major changes are fall seller update and spring seller update. So those are the times they make the big changes, where everybody kind of gets cranky, but then we all get over it and we just keep on moving on. So if you're going to do calculators, go with an eBay and use those fee illustrators. There are two formats. You've got auction, which is obviously like an auction. You know, you're on the computer, but it's like an auction. You have a starting bid. Just what I do when I do an auction is I start the bid at my starting price is the bare minimum I want. Please don't do 99-cent auctions. I know you'll see iPhones out there for 99 cents. They rarely ever, if never, ever, ever sell for 99 cents. That's just to get the ball rolling. Before you know it, they're up to hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I know many people, many of my students have done 99-cent auctions and have sold it for 99 cents. So don't do that. Set your auction price, if you're going to do auctions, at the bare minimum that you want for the item. You can do a reserve price. I'm not a big fan of reserve prices. That's where if you're doing an auction and somebody bids and it just says reserve not met, reserve not met. I think people get tired of that. People get tired and it shies them away from buying on eBay because it gets aggravating. Buy it now. I do 95% of my items I have on eBay are buy it now, also called fixed price. Auctions used to be a big thing on eBay. That's all they had were auctions back in the day. Back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, that was it. Back in the day when you had to mail money orders and stuff, back in the old days. Then eBay morphed and morphed. And now with cell phones, tablets, more online presses, mobile devices, auctions only makes up 20% of eBay sales. And it's probably even less than that. Now, this figure is probably about a year old, and fixed price, buy it now, is 80%. When I'm buying something, I just want to click it and say, buy it and ship it to me. I don't really have time for auctions anymore, and many people do not. Like I just said, you got your auctions. You're going to place a bid. If you win that auction, you've got to buy that. So same thing. If your buyer wins the auction, they have to buy it. How auctions work is somebody buys it. It's a very manual process. You have to send them an invoice via eBay. Message will come up. Once it's sold through the auction, it'll say, please send invoice, send an invoice. Then you've got to wait for payment. It could, I think it's 3 or 4 days. They changed this to a lot, to where the person has 3 or 4 days to pay for the item. So they've won your item. Now they got to pay for your item. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes they don't pay for your item. Then you got to file a unpaid, a UPI, they call it, unpaid item, with eBay, and then eBay holds your item even longer. I personally would stay away from auctions for this one reason. That's a big issue with auctions. That's why I don't do them. But real quick, let's go over auctions again. You've got, they have opened up the auctions to either 1 day, 3 day, 5 day, 7 day, or 10 day. I would not do a 1 day or a 3 day. Kind of scares people when you do them that short. 5 to 10 days I would do. Like I said, the highest bidder wins. You must place a bid, a higher bid. You must buy the item. Buy it now is available. Now, when we're going to talk about buy it now, is after this. When you do your buy it nows, you can also have an auction option included in there. That's totally up to you. I still would not do that. I know many buyers who do that. I like to keep my things simple. I don't like to do any trickery or anything around. I'm doing a buy it now or a fixed price, goes by 2 names. I just want to be simple for the person. Simply make it for the buyers, the more money you're going to make. Okay, so basically you're going to look at an item and you're going to see it, buy it now. You're going to click on it. I want to buy it. And it's going to just go right out there. It's going to take money immediately right out of your account. None of this having to invoice people. The only way you're going to be as a seller on a buy it now is if you have a best offer on that buy it now. eBay is working furiously on changing this process where right now, if you have a best offer with a buy it now, let's say somebody says you're selling something for $99. I will take, if I'm doing a best offer, anything 20% below, I'll just accept, just to get rid of it. So let's say they say, okay, great, I'll give you $80 for it, or $85. Great, I'll take that. You accept it. Now we go back to the auction thing. You've got to send them an invoice. It could take 3 days for them to pay for it. What if they don't pay for it? Then you got to send eBay. You got to either call eBay, which I would not. I would just message them. There's a message thing on the top screen when you sign on eBay. It's much faster. They're not using phones anymore with COVID and everything. And you got to wait again. So I would not use the best offer. It's totally up to you. People can, and people have in the past with me. They see a buy it now and they send me a message to eBay. Hey, will you take whatever, $80 for that $90 item? And I have a little disclaimer that I have in a Word document that I copy and paste. I said, sure, I'll take your offer, but I need for you to pay for it ASAP, like within 24 hours. I don't have time to wait for it. And I've never really had a problem with people not paying or having to wait for payment that way. Like I said, buy it now, you just click on it and it's done. All right, just going to go right to checkout. The next time, your next screen, you can confirm it and pay it, and then the buyer is done buying your item. You want it to be quick, smooth, easy for people to buy your item. All right, let's talk about preparing your listing to sell. Okay, you've got this old buffer, you've got this old extractor, you've got whatever piece of equipment. Obviously, you want to clean the item. You guys are detailers. I'm hoping you're going to want to clean the item. In the past, I sold a lot of lawnmower parts. I was doing when I was toning down the detailing, I was getting into small engine repair out of my garage, and I was doing that because I did that eons ago when I was in high school, way back in the 70s. So I was doing that again, and I was selling a lot of parts on eBay, like tons of parts on eBay. Here's an old, if you guys are familiar with this, it's a Tecumseh Lawson gas tank, 3.5, 4-horse motor. Obviously, before is dirty. I've seen these selling like this, and I cleaned it up. All-purpose cleaner, a little bit of vinyl protectant, your choice, your brand, or whatever, and it looks like that. Dirty, they sell for $10. Clean, I can get $20 plus for it all day long. I can get even more for this now because it's totally obsolete. The problem with a lot of these small engine parts today is they're coming out of China, and it's really hard to compete on the used market when somebody can buy it out of China for way less than you're selling it for used. The problem is they've got to wait weeks for it to come in, but whatever. So always clean your item before you take pictures. There it is again. The other side, that is literally right off the lawnmower, and I've seen them selling like that. Don't know why you don't want to sell them like that. Okay, so that's your pictures. Remember, you're going to take your pictures. I would use your phone because then you can use your phone with the eBay app. Real quick, how I do a listing, we're not there yet, but I'll tell you real quick, is I take pictures of the item. First, I look the item up on my phone with the eBay app, and I see, okay, hey, well, there it is. There's one, just what I want to sell. And I do there's a little button that says sell similar. Sometimes it says sell one like this. I click that, and it copies all that information into my own listing. Just be careful. Make sure that you're not using somebody else's exact listing. Change some of the wording. Make sure you're looking at the quantity. Sometimes when the listing transfers over to your own listing, their quantity stays the same. For example, make sure if you're selling one, that your quantity is a 1. I've been messed up with that before where I thought I looked at it and it was 1 and it was 3. And I sell one, yay, I'm all excited. And I sell another one, I'm going, I don't have that. And eBay gets real cranky when you don't have the item. So I got it on my phone. It's in my phone. I take the pictures of the item, then I import the pictures from my gallery into my listing on my phone. Very easy to do. We talk about that in that course I'm offering for $1. And then I go to my computer and I finish it on my computer. Of course, I've got old eyes, big fat fingers, and the phone is just too small for me. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, all these apps, these eBay apps are geared towards iPhones and iPads. I know people that run their whole eBay business making lots more money than I'm making. They have thousands of items listed, and they run it all from their iPhones. They print the labels. They do everything from their phone. They don't even use the computer. Us Android people, yeah. All right, let's talk about, so you're ready. You got your pictures, or you took your pictures. You're ready to create that listing. You're in eBay. So your first line is your description or your title. You'll want to take advantage of the 80 characters is eBay searchable and Google searchable. Years ago, it was just you had to worry about eBay. All I got to worry about is the eBay search algorithms. Just eBay. Not anymore. Google is even more important than eBay. Every night or every day, eBay uploads all their listings to Google Shopping, which is awesome. So that's 2 venues you've got that your item be found on. Take advantage, include the make, model, number, like we talked about, type, model. Longer the better. Don't worry about grammar. Obviously spell right, but don't worry about grammar. Us old people on eBay, many people years ago would use this like to get attention when you were trying to really grab somebody's attention way back in the old days. You'll still see this around every once in a while. Don't use things like look, @ sign, or wow. Now, I will say this to you, and you'll get on eBay tomorrow or next week, and you'll be looking up that buffer, and you'll be going, wait a minute, Paul just said, don't use this look or wow, and this guy just sold his buffer with a look or wow. I know. It's just the way it is. I guess somebody really wanted that buffer, or it was the only one for that price range. Just don't use it, because what happens is when eBay uploads the item to Google, okay, so Google Shopping, let's say this is your title here where my mouse is. So Google Shopping looks at it, do not, okay, that's no special characters yet. Okay, we're good. So we're putting this, okay, everything looks good. Okay, that's kind of okay. Quotes, kind of okay. Okay, the L, oh, the minute it sees that, it kicks it out of Google Shopping. So that's why you don't want to use any of that kind of special characters. You don't want to use like wow. That is taking up valuable keywords that you could be using to describe your item in your title. Your title's got to be catchy. It's got to be able to grab those search engines on eBay and Google to bump it up to the top. If that's where we all want to be. Like I said, don't use. We talked about this Google Shopping. There we go. Google's reading your title, and there we go. Or you talking about that? When you're creating your after you're going down on your listing, you're going to see something called item specifics. This is kind of new to eBay the last couple of years. They have really focused on these item specifics. They are a pain in the neck sometimes to do. This is where you're going to spend most of your time on your listing. I'll be honest with you, when you first start out on eBay, it's going to take you 20 minutes, maybe even a half an hour to create a listing. I was there. Even if you're using the stuff similar from your phone, you might be still sitting there 15, 20 minutes creating a listing. It's just the way it is till you get familiar with it. You can email me. I can try and give you tips. You can call me. I'll try and give you tips if I can. You can look at my YouTube channel. I have tips on how to do it there. But you will get faster, and before you know it, it'll take you 5, 10 minutes to do a listing. These item specifics are very, very important. These are what people have searched on Google and eBay again. See, they're stressing Google and eBay searches. The title, I said, searchable. These item specifics are searchable. This is for a dishwasher. This is for a dishwasher rack. I do incredibly well selling dishwasher parts. I get them on Craigslist. I have a Craigslist email alert that pops up on my phone every time somebody gives away a free dishwasher. I look and see where it's located, and I go get it if it's close by. So I do really, really well selling dishwasher parts. I get the dishwasher for free. So there's your model number. When you're creating these, there's going to be a drop-down menu that you're going to click, and you want to pick something within that drop-down menu. I'll give you, like, let's say, under features, if I were to click here, this is not a listing. This is just an example of the listing, a cut and paste of a listing. It would say rolling lower rack. It would say control board, motor, whatever you're selling. You want to put, you want to select that. If you want to add, you can add item specifics if you like, add additional ones if you like. I always do. I add the size of the rack, which is very important. One of the things I always put in my listings all over the place in the description, we'll talk about descriptions too, is I always put this final line in my listings. Please review all photos, item descriptions, item specifics, and ask any questions prior to buying. That's kind of my out. If somebody returns something that doesn't fit, I also stress when I'm selling parts of any type. You could also part these things out too sometimes. I don't know, maybe your Vapor Master steamer is broken. I sell a lot of things, parts not working. You could either sell it as a whole or you can sell it as parts like I'm doing the dishwashers. See what parts sell. Maybe the hose will sell, the attachments. When I'm selling parts, I also put this line in here too. If you need this stuff, I can email it to you guys. If you want my what I use in my Word doc, please make sure this item will fit your appliance. We are not responsible for item not fitting. So that's great. Item specifics are very, very important. Oh, here it is. Here's the example. Sorry, I did put this in there. So let's say your color is gray, and I left that big honking mouse thing in the middle there. Sorry about that. So you've got all your colors. I'm sure one of your colors for your dishwasher rack is going to be in here. I don't know if this color option will pop up on buffers or anything you guys are selling, but there you go. So I'm going to pick, see frequently selected. Millions of people have searched on one of these options. That's why it's very important to pick one of those. Your description is just as important as your title. Not as important as your title, but just as important. What I do with my description is I do a copy and paste. I copy my title and paste it on the first line of my description. So they're seeing it twice. It's getting double searches on Google and double searches on eBay. Keep it short and sweet. Keep your description after that line. Keep your description. Tell them what the item is. Maybe tell them how long, I'm the only owner of this buffer or this extractor. It's worked great. You could even say there's problems with it. That's totally up to you. I don't recommend people new to eBay selling things that have issues, selling things for parts not working. I recommend people get lots of experience before they start selling things like that. You want to talk about maybe the dimensions, colors. You don't want to get into, you'll see, and I'm going to tell you, don't do this, but you're going to see stuff, people selling stuff with these huge disclaimers about returns. I don't take returns. I never take returns. First of all, would you buy something if somebody doesn't take a return? I know a lot of sellers making a lot of money and not taking returns. You got to understand, you may say you don't take a return, but eBay will accept a 2-week return on that item. So you're going to take a return anyway, but don't get all negative. People don't want to see that. People are looking, 80%, 90% of the sales on eBay are done on phones, cell phones. They're big now. I say they're tiny cell phones, not computers. So people don't want to sit there and scroll through all this negative stuff about your feedback. You want to attract buyers, not chase them away. Tell the history of the item if you feel it necessary. Keep it short and sweet. Like I said, I put this at the bottom of my, in my description and in that other place I showed you. You want to create great photos. Like we talked about, I got a little ahead of myself before. You want to take them on your phone. It's just a lot easier. You can use a camera. If you got a Wi-Fi camera, that's totally up to you. It's just so much easier. You can use Google Photos to store the photos, or if you have an iPhone or whatever, the iPhone's used to store your photos. You don't even need to use a tripod anymore. The phones are pretty still. When you're taking a picture of your item, make sure that you only have your item in the photo. Don't have this mouse and then your item and something else, because technically what's in the photo is what people expect that they're going to get. Even if you have a reference object in there, a lot of times, years ago, I've done it now, you'll use like a penny or something, even a penny, even a dollar bill. I'll say reference item is not included, just what is I'm selling. You want to make sure you're getting all the angles of the item if you're doing the buffer, top, bottom, sides. Obviously, after you've cleaned it. If there's any damage, if the cord's damaged, I sold my old DeWalt with a damaged cord. I didn't feel like changing the cord out. I showed the the cord was damaged. There's your reference object again I was talking about. Google loves white backgrounds. Years ago, it was white and black backgrounds for eBay. Well, years ago, it didn't matter what the background was. You want to have a background. You want to preferably have a white background. White backgrounds is the way to go. That's what Google loves. And if you can only, your first photo in your series of photos, you get 12 photos, should be the white background. If you can't do it after your first photo, that's fine. But the first one should be white. That's what Google looks at. That's what eBay looks at. Some equipment you're going to need to do your eBay is just real simple stuff. A computer, obviously. Like I said, you can use your phone to do everything. It's totally up to you. Desktop, laptop, PC, Mac. I'm using a Chromebook. I love the Chromebook. It's not a PC. It's not a Mac. It runs off of the Chrome operating system. Your cheap printer. You won't be doing a lot of printing of invoices. I used to send invoices out with my items. I don't anymore. I haven't done that in years. You're going to do printing your labels. Now, if you get serious with this, I almost recommend this from the start. It's going to cost about $150. I would go out and buy a label thermal printer. Sometimes you can find them even used. You're not going to use any ink with the thermal printer. It took me a couple of years to get it through my head to go buy one, and it was the best thing I ever did. But you can still use your regular printer you've got, laser printer, whatever you're using to print the labels. You may have to cut them up for your shipping labels. Obviously, you'll need internet. All right, photos. So you can you can go and buy a light kit. This is on Amazon for like $69, which is a pretty good deal. and set up a little photo setup in the corner of your shop or your office. That's pretty involved. I don't think you guys are going to be at that level. It'd be great if you are. I'm not even at that level. It's nice because everything's there. There's another example of somebody with a mannequin. You can. This is what I do, to be honest with you. I'm selling small parts, small things. Poster board from Dollar Tree, $1. There's a couple of them there, so more than $1 that person paid. But you can use the existing light. You can use sunlight. I have used. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll probably make a mess. A Dollar Tree desk lamp, LED desk lamp. It's got 3 different settings on it. That's what I use for my lighting. $1. So we're not talking about a lot of money here to get you guys to selling. My point here is not to make you guys spend a lot of money to get on eBay. This is my old Aerostar and their Starbucks. I used to work out of Starbucks all the time a couple of years ago, and then obviously since the virus came around, haven't been doing that at all. And I used to take pictures in my van and then leave my computer Starbucks and list the stuff out of Starbucks. So you can even do it out of your van. I actually had a really cool gig a couple of years ago for selling old stock for a car dealership, which was really awesome. And I would go there in my van and I had everything set up there on my computer and everything, and I would take pictures there, and it was really cool. So I spent $1 there because I bent that project board. Here's another setup. This is a display board from Dollar Tree, craft board or whatever they call it. Another project board, $2, and that's on my kitchen table. You're going to need a scale. Buy a freaking scale. The days of picking up an item and standing on a bathroom scale are long gone. You can buy a very nice scale for $20, $25. I highly recommend a scale like this. They're going to be the same price. You've got your scale and you have a stretchy thing with the readout. What's nice about this is my other scale had it attached here. And if I had a big item, I had to get down like on my hands and knees and look under there. This way, it's away from the item. I just used this today. I sold a large item, and that's awesome. So $20, $25 for a scale. Most are battery operated. Don't guess the weight. Use the scale. Boxes, boxes, boxes. Many ways you can get boxes. You can buy your boxes. You can get them for free. I have a lot of people giving me boxes. There are pros and cons to buying boxes and getting them for free. Buying them, you know exactly the size you're buying. Getting boxes for free, they're going to come in all different types, sizes, and you may be spending some time going through your box inventory trying to find the exact box. Time is money. As frugal as I am, I would almost say to you guys, buy boxes. You can get them at Uline, Walmart. You can go walk on the Walmart. They have all different size boxes there. They're priced pretty good. Heavy duty boxes at Lowe's or Home Depot. You can buy those too. Like I said, your time is money. If you've got boxes laying around your shop, maybe you can use those, but your time is money. I almost recommend you guys just buying standard boxes for the sizes you need. This is a really cool tool. This is a box sizer tool. I don't know where mine's at. It's laying around here somewhere. Let's say you have a big box and you want to ship something, and that's the only box you have. You can size that box down. These are about $15. Just type in box sizer on eBay. You can even get them on Amazon. They're all over the place now. There used to be only one company selling them years ago. Bubble wrap, a little bit of educational bubble wrap. I always use the medium-sized bubbles, but I get whatever I can get. I get a lot of my bubble wrap for free. I did for the first time in my 20 years buy bubble wrap from American Bubble Boy. Incredible. I ordered them on a Wednesday and I got them delivered on a Friday, very reasonably priced. The only thing I didn't do there was I ordered the small bubbles and I should have ordered the medium bubbles. But free is nice. When somebody calls me up and says, I got a box full of bubble wrap, I go grab it and I got to sit there in my garage and sort it out and break it apart. When I order from anywhere, it comes like this in sheets, cut maybe 12 inches apart. I pull it apart and I'm ready to go. So it's a time thing. I like getting things for free, but it's really a time thing, and I don't want you guys spending time with a bubble wrap. I would probably recommend you guys buying bubble wrap too. Peanuts, be careful with peanuts. If you're selling stuff that has holes in it or anything, because these freaking peanuts get into everything. I saw a lot of electronics. If you're going to use peanuts, if somebody gives you a big box of peanuts, put your item in a plastic bag before you put the peanuts in, or put the peanuts in plastic bags and put your item in there. But don't throw peanuts in because they get in everywhere. Tape, you're just going to buy a tape gun. You can either go to Walmart or online and buy one. Simple tape gun like this, nothing fancy. You can do it by hand. I would really recommend you buying a tape gun. It will save you guys a lot of time. Obviously, scissors, utility knife, a Sharpie, measuring tape. Here is the thermal printer that I have. You don't have to use this one. There are a lot of them out there. If you guys are in thrift stores or something, sometimes you'll even see them in thrift stores. These rarely ever break or ever stop working. So again, they use no ink. Labels are very cheap. They're awesome. Okay, so we've got your item listed. So when you're done listing it, it says success. You have, well, it would say you have listed your item, not updated your item. This was an old bat I was selling. And then you can promote your item if you have a Facebook account. I recommend, if you're going to put it on Facebook, have a business Facebook account. Don't put it on your personal account. People get really tired of seeing business stuff on your personal account, especially eBay items. You can then promote to Twitter and Pinterest. Here's more of the information on Facebook. I always promote mine to my Facebook page, and there it is right there. There's your Twitter example. You can add more stuff to that. There's your Pinterest. Packing your item real quick. Like I said, don't use peanuts unless there's this situation where it's already in a box. You can also get the post office through the post office website. You can, actually, I almost recommend that if you know the size boxes you need. There are flat rate boxes. I don't have any examples of that. Oh, here I got an example of an envelope here. I'll show you. There are flat rate boxes, all different size on the post office website. These are free. They will send them to you. They won't send you like as many as you want. There's a limit to them, but there's like things like this flat rate envelope. You can put up to 70 pounds in this thing. I've never put 70 pounds in, but I use these all the time. These are through eBay. These are $7 and change. If you took this to the post office, this would be $8 and something to send it out. I use it all the time. It's padded. It's like a bubble mailer, basically. That's one thing you can get from the post office. On the website, rarely do post offices have these boxes there. Yeah, you want to use bubble wrap like we talked about. You want a double box, delicate, fragile stuff. I don't think you guys will be doing any of that. You want to obviously weighing your package, and that will all be in that video series towards the end. We go through all of that, weighing the package, packaging the package. We don't have time to go through all that tonight. Here we go. You get your free, oops, I don't know why that's blocked out there. Free eBay, free post office supplies on their website. Just Google USPS free boxes, and you'll see it there. There we go. You got all that. You want to leave feedback. What I do is I leave feedback the moment the person buys my item, before I even ship it out. They pay for it. As far as I'm concerned, the deal's done. And I give them a positive feedback and say fast payment. Thank you so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy it, whatever, stuff like that. You don't rely on feedbacks anymore. Feedbacks are not as important as they were before. Back in the old days, eBay put a lot of value in the feedbacks. They dinged your account if you didn't get feedbacks. They don't do that anymore. You don't want negative feedbacks, obviously. And if you do get a negative feedback, make sure that you use the option to reply to it. You'll see a reply option in the feedback section. Like I said, just make sure you're describing the item properly. You're communicating with your buyer. Your shipping time is correct. You're getting your item out there on time. Shipping top tips, obviously ship immediately upon notification. I get my things out the same day, but this is my only, well, I do some other things on the side, but I'm home, I'm doing this. If if I sell something, sometimes I stop what I'm doing and I get it packed up. And if I'm not doing anything I need a break, I'll run to the post office. Your tracking number will be included within eBay. If you do your shipping within eBay, you don't have to worry about uploading it. You can do signature confirmation on expensive items. The only problem with signature confirmation is a lot of times people aren't home. And when you have signature confirmation, they have to go to the post office or FedEx or UPS. You'll have 3 different options to ship on in eBay. Those are your options: FedEx, post office, and UPS. Then they have to go to the location. Sometimes those locations are far away from their house. I stopped using signature confirmation a long time ago for that one reason. I got a few complaints from buyers and I just stopped doing it. I will insure the item though, because it's an expensive item. Print your shipping labels on eBay like we talked about. All right, so that is about it for what we're doing here. Guys, I really, really appreciate you guys hanging in there and let me talk to you guys on selling on eBay. I hope you found this informative, and I want to see you guys make some money, getting rid of some of this old stuff. Hopefully see you at the MTE in January in Orlando. I'm scheduled to do a couple seminars down there. All right.
Hey, Paul. Thank you very much for that. That was really awesome. I learned a lot. I bought stuff on eBay. I've never really sold too much. Do you have a couple questions for you if you got time?
Oh, great. Yeah, sure. Go ahead if I can answer. Yeah.
Okay, so if people start selling a lot of items, do they need a separate LLC to run this money through and deal with taxes and stuff?
Yeah, I definitely would have a business account of some type. I would either have an LLC or maybe another sole proprietor or something. I'm not an accountant, but I definitely would have a separate banking account, checking account for this stuff. I'm not going to say don't pay taxes, but you're making money.
Right.
You got to pay taxes and stuff. But I definitely would, if you can do it LLC, that's probably be best, to be honest with you. That gives you a lot of protection.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Another one. So is it possible to integrate, if you start a eBay store, can you integrate that in your own website you already have and kind of make it look seamless?
Yes, you can. Yeah, WordPress has a lot of widgets out there that you can, if your site is WordPress, I'm sure the other languages or whatever have that too. But WordPress, I know, has that option in there. I've actually helped people put that in their website where they go to it and it looks like their website, but you're actually buying off of eBay.
Gotcha. Great. Thank you. And then, so doing back to the auction versus buy it now, you were talking about the listing rankings. Does it change how you rank if you do the buy it now or auction?
People say it does, that it gets better search results if it's a buy it now. But then I hear sometimes people do an auction to bring traffic into their store. So I don't really know, to be honest with you. I just do what 80% of the people are doing. 80% of the buyers are buying buy it now and not auction. So that's what I'm trying to do. But
Gotcha.
I don't know about that one, to be honest with you. Got me on that.
And then one last one. So
sure.
So with returns, inevitably you're going to have returns, right? It's going to happen. I know you had that like gotcha statement, like that. Make sure you do look at all this beforehand. But you said eBay is going to make you accept returns. Like, how do you deal with that? Do you make them pay for shipping back, or what's the process there?
Well, it all depends. If the buyer comes back and they start a return and they say item not as described, that means you got to pay for shipping coming back, even if they lie and they say item not as described. Most people don't do that. Somebody just did that to me the other day. Knock on wood, I don't get many returns because I really describe my items. My example was I sold a lawnmower bag, a rear bag to a lawnmower without the, lawnmower bag. You can either buy the bag itself and put it on the frame, or I could sell the frame and the bag. I sold the bag itself, no frame. I said, bag, no frame. Bag, no frame. 1,000 times in the listing. Guy buys it. He returns it saying it doesn't fit because it doesn't have the frame, and he did not as described. Now, when I get this item back, if he ships it back, the buyer has a certain amount of time to ship that item back. He has till May 12th on this one to ship it back. If he doesn't ship it back by May 12th, they've extended that a little bit because of COVID. But after that amount is done, I can call eBay and say, hey, this guy didn't ship it back. And hopefully I can get my money back, because I'm going to fight this one, to be honest with you. I usually don't fight things, but stuff like this. So if it's a mistake on my part, I'll eat the shipping and I'll just get the item back. If it's a mistake on the buyer's part, they usually pay to ship it back.
Okay. Well, awesome. That was all the questions we had. So thank you again very much for being out here today and giving us this info.
Yeah, you bet. Now, how do I get that stuff to you so you can send it out to the people that are on board? I don't know how many are.
Yeah, it's gone up and down. I think we dropped off Facebook there for a minute, but the full upload will be available for people to see on YouTube. Just email it to me, and we'll drop an email out to our list tomorrow.
Great. Cool. All right, thank you. All right, I'll try and get you some more, if not Saturday or something. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Paul.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything. Have a good.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. Hope you guys learned some stuff about eBay and how to sell all your stuff and make extra money. I know I need to go clean out my garage and go hopefully make some extra gambling dollars there. So next week, we have Mike Phillips that's going to be teaching us about wet sanding. So really excited to see that. And of course, couldn't do this without the Rag Company. Big thank you to them. G Technique, Coach Shami, and P&S Detail. Thank you guys very much. And as always, I'm Sheldon K. We will see you next week.